Welcome back to my channel. As you know, I have started a playlist on how to be a vExpert. In that series, so far I have created 3 videos, and today I'm going to share with you the fourth video in that playlist. I'm Vikas Chitore, staff engineer at VMware India R&D, and today I'm going to talk about what are the key ingredients of winning vExpert program application. So here we go. Let me share my screen. So let's talk about the first one, which is a basic. So what are the key basic ingredients that you must follow while you're applying for VMware vExpert application? So here we go. So number one is a timeline. Now, what is the validity of the content that you are going to provide into the vExpert application? As you might know already, that vExpert title is provided to individual yearly basis. So what does that mean? Let's take an example of VMware vExpert 2023. So if you are applying for VMware vExpert 2023, only data that is applicable or valid for that title is from year 2022 and some part of 2023 as well. So make sure that all your data that you're providing is from 2022 or 2023. So that is point number one. Point number two, as you know that this is all about VMware vExpert program. So it's a program driven by VMware. So the content that you should be generating should be directly about VMware or related to VMware. So that is point number two. Point number three is that you must be very specific and concise while you're writing your application. The reason is that every year thousands of applicants apply for VMware vExpert program, and very few people review all those applications and vote for those applications. And the people those vote for these applications are VMware vExpert Pro, and they are limited in numbers. So you should make sure that your application is to the point, very specific and concise as well. So these are some of the basic ingredients you should follow while you're applying for VMware vExpert program. So that is number one ingredient. Let's talk about the second ingredient, and that is all about job related content versus community related content. First thing you must understand is that the VMware vExpert title is given to the individuals, those contribute to the VMware ecosystem or VMware community well above and beyond their day-to-day job roles and responsibilities. So anything related to your job should not be part of your application. Now, when it comes to what is community related content is largely influenced by you have created a content which is not related to the job, but it is about giving back to the community, the VMware community or the VMware larger ecosystem. So that is one thing I want to clarify very clear and crystal. Now let's take a couple of examples of what is giving back content. So there might be a situation where something that you are doing is not about job related, but then is it about community related? Is it about giving back or not? So let's take an example. Example number says that attending an event. Attending an event by you itself doesn't count as a giving back content, right? If you're organizing the event or you are being one of the speakers in that event, then that is all about giving back to the community, and that is perfectly valid example of having that kind of data into application. So make sure that giving back to the community is a key item in VMware vExpert application. Second example is passing a VMware certification. So there are multiple certification that VMware has. So when you pass that certification itself is not community content, right? But if you share one blog or an article or a LinkedIn post or a Twitter thread which highlights that what are the different ways you can prepare, what are the resources that you use, and if you have any insights, guidance, or tips for the community to use to pass the certification that you have passed, and that is perfect example of giving back to the community. So make sure that your content is not job related and the content is only about giving back to the community. Let's talk about the third ingredient, and it is about including all kinds of references inside your vExpert application. So number one is providing multiple links. People often say that instead of telling them that, okay, this is what you did and that is what you did, instead of telling them, I think the best way to convey your message is to show them that this is what exactly you have done. So make sure that you provide all the link references, be it a LinkedIn link or a Twitter or a blog post or a VMTN or a recording. So provide as many links and references as much as possible. Second one is you can provide stats about the contribution you have made. Let's take an example of what is meant by stats. It could be that, okay, number of blog posts you have created throughout the year, number of views on each of those blog posts put together. This could be stat. Another example I can think about is, okay, you delivered a session in some of the conference. Then you have to say that, okay, how many conferences you presented this year. Apart from that, for each of the presentation or each of the topic that you delivered, you need to also specify what was the audience size, because that will let us know what is the impact your session created. So make sure that in all your application, every data that you provide references to that and also provide stats. That will be really valuable. Thank you. Now let's talk about the point number 4, which is about avoiding plagiarism. Plagiarism, in short, is about copying content created by someone else, but then projecting as if you have created that content, which is a serious crime. So completely avoid that. The reason is that the VMware vExpert community is very highly trusted community, and you need to make sure that you demonstrate that quality as well. So that is number 1. But in some cases, you might have referred someone else's content. So make sure that you provide credit to that creator and also provide references to their content and not to project it as you have created that content. So make sure that this point is really seriously followed. Here is a bonus tip I would like to provide you. Once your vExpert application content is ready, you have a great opportunity to review that content from none other than VMware vExpert Pros. Just head over to vexpert.vmware.com. There is a directory, and from that directory, you can just filter out vExpert Pros, and it will give you all the vExperts all over the world, and you can choose the one that is from your region. And in fact, it is not limited to region. You can connect with any of the vExpert Pros, and they will be more than happy to guide and review your application before you submit that application for that particular year. I hope that you enjoy these 4 ingredients to make your vExpert application winning application. And if this video added value to you in some way, please make sure that you like this video, share this video, as well as make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you.